In this video, you're going to learn how to create toolpaths for the negative side of the gear circle. So first thing I did was export my file from Onshape as a step. Came into Fusion, did File Open, opened up my file, and now I'm going to create a new setup. So I'm going to go Setup. I want my origin in this bottom left. So if yours does not look like mine, I'm going to show you how to change that. So you're going to come over here to Orientation, hit the drop down, hit Z-axis and X-axis. For our Z, we're going to select our top face because we know our Z is going to be up and down. For our X, it's going to be left to right, so we're going to go ahead and just select this line here. And then for box point, again, want it in this bottom left. Then we can go to stock, go to fixed size box, and we're going to make this 3 inches by 3 inches by 1.5. For model position on the Z height, we're going to do offset from top and make that offset 0. That just moves our model to the top of our stock so that we don't have to machine off as much material. Go ahead and hit OK. And we're going to start our toolpaths off with a 2D pocket. We're going to go ahead and select our tool, go to Manufacturing Tools, and we're going to do the 1/8 inch flat end mill wax/wood. Our speeds and feeds should be set. We're going to go ahead and go to the Geometry tab, and this is where we want to select everything we want to machine. So we want to machine this outside here. We want to do the bottom of all these holes. We want to do all of these steps in here. We want to do all of these counter bores. And we want to do the bottom of that center circle. So once you have all of that selected, go ahead and go to the Passes tab. Maximum step over we can leave at 0.07. Turn stock to leave off. Turn on multiple depths and go ahead and make that 0.1. Go to your linking. Turn off lead in, turn off lead out. Change this helix to plunge. And we can do that because, again, we're doing wax instead of aluminum. I hit OK. I see 14 minutes down in the bottom right hand corner. I'm good with that. You can see that it cuts everything out. If yours does not cut everything out, you need to go back and make sure you have all the different pockets selected. To wrap up our toolpaths, we're keeping it simple here. We're going to do a 2D chamfer. So I'm going to do 2D chamfer, select tool. Again, looking in our manufacturing tools library, look for the 1/4 inch 45-degree chamfer that is wax/wood. I'm going to select that, go to the Geometry tab, and I'm going to do the bottom of the chamfers that I can cut. So I'm going to do this big one on the outside ring, big one on the gear here. I'm going to do this smaller one on the inside circle and this smaller one on the outside circle. On these smaller circles in here, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do because our chamfer mill will end up hitting this wall. So we're just going to leave those blank for now. Go ahead and go to your Passes tab, make your chamfer clearance 0, and then make sure your other numbers match mine. Lastly, go to linking, turn off lead in, turn off lead out, and hit OK. So now that we selected everything, we can go ahead and do a simulation. We want to make sure it cuts everything out. And I'm going to slow it down and run that chamfer again just so we can watch it a little bit closer. So it looks like it pockets everything out just fine. It's going to go around, finish that off. Now it's going to switch out to the chamfer mill. And alright, that chamfer looks good. It's doing that just fine. See how it does these bigger ones here. So it's going to do the outside one. We can speed it through that one a little bit. And let's go ahead and watch these bigger ones here. Alright, so that looks good. It's doing a good job with that. And that one, same thing, looks good. So I'm happy with our toolpath there. So now we can go ahead and post it to whichever machine we're using and get our stocks cut on the vertical bandsaw and then run it on the CNC mill. Now, after you do that, you're going to have the opposing side of this, the gear circle positive. Those toolpaths are going to be pretty much the exact same as this, except you're going to select different spots to actually cut out. So remember, anything you select in your 2D pocket is where it's going to cut. So you'll do that, and then don't forget to also do your 2D chamfers. Also, one more thing to make sure you have the tool 1 and tool 2 here, so that we have two separate tools.